young men are so amazing and so dynamic that I'm sure you must be very eager to meet. Now to my right, we have the amazing team of Netkipedia, which we are going to find out subsequently what it's all about. We have Mr. Michael, who is actually a web developer, a Google and all the tech stuff. He's actually involved in it, and also a teacher at the Government Technical High School, Boya. Mr. Michael, you're highly welcome.
Thank you very much, Claudine. I'm grateful to be here.
It's a pleasure having you. Okay, directly to, next to Mr. Mike, we have Mr. Kum. Mr. Kum, you're highly welcome.
Thank you, Clarine. It's a pleasure for me to speak to High TV viewers. It's always a pleasure to pass on TV and help people online.
Wow, it might interest you all to know that Mr. Kum is actually the CEO of Netkipedia, which we are going to be digesting shortly. Okay, before we actually proceed in this discussion, we are going to go on a short break, and I bet you from what you've just seen, from the portfolio you've heard of these great men, you will stay clicked to your TV as we go on a short break. Okay, now I'll take you, my fellow viewers, back to Netkipedia. I'm sure from your faces you have a lot of things to pour out. Okay, I'll start from you, Mr. Michael. Netkipedia is actually an online marketing platform, right? If I'm not mistaken. So what did you identify before coming up with Netkipedia? What actually pushed you to doing that?
Thank you very much for that wonderful question. First of all, I would like to mention that Netkipedia is not only an online marketing platform, it is a marketing and web hosting agency. We do marketing and we do hosting of the web. But our main interest is actually at the marketing sector, because what we actually discover is that this is the 21st century, and whether you like it or not, things have changed. They are no longer the same the way they used to be. And when we say that they are no longer the same the way it used to be, it's not as if it's just with the coming in of the technology that are at hand. The population itself, the mindset of the population is changing to understand that many things can easily be gotten online. But when we look at the other people at the population, we discover that there are many people, many small businesses, many individuals with talents and many things that they want to do. But because they don't understand the online system, they are stuck down there. And since the mind of the population has already changed to understand that everything is online, you who has not gotten online after a certain period of time, I bet you are going to face a lot of difficulties.
Indeed, you are going to face a lot of difficulties because the world is gradually transforming from the traditional system of marketing to the technological system of marketing, which is actually what the 21st century is all about. Okay, Mr. CEO, Mr. Kum Eric, the CEO of Netkipedia, it's actually a very nice platform from what Mr. Mba has just said. But you as the CEO, what is Netkipedia all about? What is it made of?
Thank you, Clarine, for that beautiful question. The first thing I want to say is that anytime people talk of web presence or websites, they make a very big mistake by thinking of websites as self-existent on their own without the notion of marketing. The main thing that carries websites and apps and everything that you find online is marketing. The main goal is marketing. Facebook does marketing. Amazon does marketing. Every platform rises and falls on marketing. And one of the things that inspired me to become an online entrepreneur, a self-made online entrepreneur, was I taught in secondary school after graduating from our system, which does not prepare people for life at all. It does not even prepare people for the job market. I had to be a part-time teacher, which was not my objective, but I was a good teacher at that. But I had to teach in 4 schools to make ends meet, which never met. So even with the salary of 120,000 per month in the city of Douala, I was struggling. I had to become an online entrepreneur. So in 2017, when I had my first pay package from Google, I had to focus in online entrepreneurship. I resigned from teaching. So it's shocking that you find a little kid in Nigeria who is 6 years old being interviewed by CNN as the richest kid in Nigeria. And then we have Cameroonians who don't still believe that we can make money online. It's shocking. So I took it upon myself that I will sensitize the public on the power of marketing and how much you can reach through marketing. Marketing has 9 branches. We are so ignorant. We use just maybe 1% of marketing in Cameroon. We don't set up autopilot systems for our businesses. We still do things in a kind of manual manner, which is supposed to be digital. It's supposed to be autopilot. As I'm sitting here, people are on my websites right now. They are commenting, they're interacting, they're buying content, they're buying products, and I'm making money. That is the kind of system we're talking about. Every business should aspire to get to that level. So Netkipedia is a culture where it's a business that has that culture, a company that has that culture to help people reach out to their clients, help bridge that gap between the Android youth, the Android consumers, and the producers. Because
Okay, Mr. Eric. So from what you are trying to say, that means Netkipedia actually works like an intermediary between the business people and the customer, something of that nature.
Exactly. The first thing we do is that when a company comes to us, we do consulting. A company comes to us and say, this is what I'm facing. We understand the person's story. Gone are those days when you have to just emulate what somebody has done. Somebody says, I earn 1 million a month, like people say when they don't actually earn anything. They say that, and then you want to emulate the same thing they are doing. It doesn't work that way. Your story is not their story. We try to understand the story of the businessman, the individual, the comedian, the artist, that person out there who wants to reach out to an audience, who wants to succeed online. Then we counsel the person. We understand which stage he is at, because the first 2 things that make you to earn online is content and traffic. So your content may be lacking. Why is Paco and Zachary nowhere to be found? And the Manuela of yesterday is somewhere. It is all about content and marketing. The traffic, we need to generate traffic to your content. You can only monetize traffic. You cannot be talking of monetization when you don't have traffic. But the problem with us is that you do something in your room, you do a video, and you want to monetize it in your room. It's not possible. There's a process that you have to follow.
Wow, thank you very much, Mr. Eric, for that wonderful explanation on what Netkipedia is all